You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Live. The other day, we made a video because we felt it was wildly unfair that the media was absolutely obliterating Kirk Cousins because it seems, nobody really knows, but it seems as if maybe Kirk Cousins isn't vaccinated. We don't know. All of these media entities has decided to just come out and assume. Well, we know that Lamar Jackson is not vaccinated because he's just basically come out and said it. Well, finally, and look, I don't think anybody should be railroaded over whether or not they want to take the vaccine. If they do, great. If they don't, great. Okay? That's up to them. It's their own personal choice. But, and you won't hear me say this often, got to give Stephen A. Smith credit because he has come out and he has hammered Lamar Jackson for not wanting to get the vaccine. Now, I don't like the fact that he went after Jackson over the vaccine, but I do give him credit for at least evening the playing field out between him and Kirk Cousins, okay? I don't think they should be addressing any of this crap, if you want to know the absolute truth. But let's get to this story because, yeah, Stephen A. Smith laid the smackdown on Lamar Jackson big time. Stephen A. Smith blast twice COVID-stricken Lamar Jackson for still being on the fence about the vaccine. Despite catching COVID twice and watching the NFL impose strict protocols on unvaccinated players, Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson remains unsure about getting the jab. According to ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, Jackson's hesitancy is, quote, mind-boggling. Good God. Okay. Jackson returned to the training camp this weekend after his second bout with COVID in the last 8 months. The former MVP was asked by reporters about the possibility of getting vaccinated to avoid a third positive test, but he was non-committal. Quote, I got to talk to my team about this and see how they feel about it. Jackson adding, that's also speaking with the doctors, but Jackson had a minimum of 6 months to start gathering information from his teammates and doctors about the vaccine. Quote, just the other day, we got all over Kirk Cousins because of how ridiculous he appeared to be, Smith said on Tuesday on First Take regarding the Minnesota Vikings quarterback claiming he won't get vaccinated but will consider surrounding himself with plexiglass to avoid COVID. Okay, so I guess he did kind of come out and say he wasn't vaccinated finally. Quote, and by the way, I don't feel like they ought to have to say anything. I don't think the media should even be asking this question. Okay? But I will say this. Like we've said before, it's a competitive balance issue because you're looking at possibly losing games, which means it's ridiculous that the NFL might hold the players out, elite athletes, over this thing to begin with. Okay? That's what I find ridiculous, and the ridiculous protocols that differ between one entity on the team and the other entity on the team. Quote, I felt that it was important that if we're going to get on Kirk Cousins, we need to get on Lamar Jackson, Smith continued. I think his situation is just as, if not more, egregious than Kirk Cousins because Lamar Jackson already tested positive for COVID. He already missed a game. It's incredibly alarming that he's 24 years of age and he says, well, I got to talk to my teammates. Where the hell have you been? Smith said of Jackson. Have you not been talking to them? What have you been doing? Smith said, and his co-host Max Kellerman both acknowledged the hypocrisy of NFL players being hesitant about getting vaccinated, while simultaneously opting to load their bodies with various substances throughout their careers. Suddenly, you need to know everything and all the ingredients about this vaccine? When throughout your professional and collegiate career, stuff was injected into your body that you had limited knowledge about. Okay. Give me a break. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. Well, look, Stephen A. Look, Max Kellerman. You're both ridiculous. You're all ridiculous. Kirk Cousins and Lamar Jackson have chose to make a personal choice. One that is unbelievable that you guys feel like you... Number one, the whole thing about people believing it is their business to know whether or not what your vaccination status is, that is one of the craziest scenarios of this whole thing. But here we go again. All the members of the media pushing this on players. Like I said, the only bit of credit I do give Stephen A. here is the fact that he at least decided to be fair between Kirk Cousins and Lamar Jackson, which you don't see very much at all, but they shouldn't be getting on either one of them. It's their own personal business. Look, if Lamar Jackson chooses to get COVID 14 times, it's his business if he still don't want to take the damn jab. Stop it. I mean, come on. It's absolutely insane. These media types are ate up over this issue. They are ate up. It's crazy. It's crazy. But, look, Stephen A., at least you were fair in this one instance, even if I don't agree with the subject to begin with. I mean, the fact that this is the story in the NFL, and preseason games start Thursday night. I mean, Mac Jones will be on the damn field, and we're talking about this freaking vaccine. Why? Because they may hold players out of games over it. It's crazy. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Stephen A., more egregious than Kirk Cousins. Peace him out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.